At its most basic level, scarcity just means that you have very little of something you need, like water in a desert. But it's more complicated than that, because when we experience scarcity, our brain changes its way of thinking. Our thinking can change in both positive and negative ways. On the positive side, our mind gives more attention to how to get what we need. We focus on the scarcity in order to manage it. We use this positive form of scarcity when we set deadlines, for example. Setting a deadline creates a scarcity of time that helps us focus and set aside distractions. On the negative side, however, the attention given to scarcity means that we have less mental energy for things that are not immediately connected with the scarcity. Psychological experiments have demonstrated this again and again. While we are worried about scarcity, we have less self-control, and even measures of intelligence go down. Our thinking and decision-making get worse. Take the example of using mobile phones while driving. When mobile phones were first becoming popular 20 years ago, it was obvious to everyone that using your phone while driving would be dangerous. They thought that the problem was that because you have to use your hand to hold the phone, that you would then have less control of the steering wheel. So, they created hands-free phones for the car, thinking that this would solve the problem. But then it surprised nearly everyone that hands-free phones did not reduce accidents. The research found that people using hands-free phones were just as likely to have an accident as people using a phone in their hand. Why? Because the real problem with using the phone while driving is not physical, it's mental. People have limited abilities to concentrate on many things at a time, and when their minds are focused on a conversation, they are less alert to what's happening on the road. Think of your mental capacity like an internet connection. The internet has this concept called bandwidth, which is a measure of how much data you can get. Your mind also has a kind of bandwidth, and it is limited. Everything we think about and worry about takes up mental bandwidth, and this can block our minds from being able to do other things well, just like your smartphones when the internet connection is bad. Some questions for reflection. So what worries occupy your mental bandwidth? When was the last time you felt your performance suffered because you were distracted?